What's up, everyone? My name is Alex, and welcome to my little corner of the internet. I wanted to talk about what it means to be neutroid. For me, what does gender neutral mean? Neutroi comes from like neutral and Troy, toi, French for like a third gender. It means three, and I think, at least by the name, I think that fits mostly my experience because being neutroi could mean like being in between genders. It can mean being both binary genders, having no gender at all. It's different for everyone, and it's up to the person who's using the label to like decide what neutroi means for them. Obviously, I'm sure you know, I talk about it all the time. This whole series I'm talking about it. I'm bigender, I'm both male and neutroi. So at the same time, these two things, and I talked about what malehood means to me. So why not talk about gender neutrality? So there's some days where I feel pretty much male, pretty much entirely male. I consider myself to be mostly male, a demi-guy, but mostly male. And the other part being gender neutral. I talked about having these two distinct and static identities that overlap in the middle, and that overlap is a lot of my experience when I don't feel fully male. And it's like experiencing malehood through a neutral scope. Like a gender neutral male, a neutroi man. I'm not sure like what kind of language to use for it, but it's almost like predominantly, or at its baseline, I experience maleness, malehood, and it just, that part of my identity doesn't really leave. It's more like a foundation for my identity that I build on. So everything kind of calls back to being male. When I feel less male, more neutral, more queer, more gender queer, or more non-binary, if you can quantify non-binary, like being less or more non-binary, like there's still an underlying malehood to the identity. It is the smaller part of my identity, but I didn't discover this part of myself until I really explored what it meant to be a man, and I came to terms with the fact that my malehood is not comparable to the experiences of cis malehood. They're in no way compatible. I spent a lot of my time trying to fit in with like other men and trying to fit in with cisgender men, and then realized like I don't have those experiences. I cannot relate to the male experience in a binary or cisgender way, unfortunately. So I had to explore something else, and I found taking on both male and neutroi labels kind of helped to figure myself out. I don't consider myself to be between male and female. I don't consider myself to be genderless. I talked about that in previous videos. Part male, but the other part's not genderless. There's definitely a genderedness there. It's mild, it's hazy, it's neutral. And the note that I put here in quotations, gendered neutral, not gender neutral. I'm not looking to be degendered. I'm not looking to default to they them pronouns on the days where I feel less male, but gendered neutral I think is the best way to describe my gender experience, at least with neutrality. So for me, neutrality is just a layer of queerness on top of my malehood. It is the part where like I experience non-binary malehood, something outside of the idea of binary malehood or cisgender malehood, like something else entirely. There's some days where I want to present in a soft masculine way or a neutral leaning masculine way. I don't know how successful I am at that, because I'm not really good at figuring out gender presentation. And like if you told me like, oh, androgynous gender presentation. I can't quite picture it in my head for myself. I don't know what that means. But yeah, I guess my neutrality also comes from like a soft masculinity. That's how I'll present when I'm feeling less masculine. For me, masculine, like gender presentation doesn't play a role in my gender. Alignment doesn't really play a role in my gender. I don't use labels like that. I don't call myself transmasc, but being masculine on some days is important for passing as male, and some days I am more indifferent to not passing, but presenting as the gender I'm trying to pass as. So some days I'm less inclined to be masculine. And it's not always feminine. Like, just because I'm not entirely masculine doesn't mean I'm leaning more toward feminine. There's some days where I dress more femininely, but that's just playing around, just having fun with clothes, with style, with presentation, just presenting femininely without it having anything to do with my gender. But neutrality for me is kind of like that, but more intrinsic to my gender identity than femininity is, for sure. And that's kind of it. These videos are gonna be short. I'm gonna try to keep them no more than 10 minutes. So it's just an experiment. I want to see like how this series does. I'll probably replace it with another series, like not too long from now. I'm just trying out new types of content, so expect shorter videos. It's a lot easier for me to get videos out if they're a bit shorter, and they're easier to share. If you're trying to explain a concept or a topic to somebody, it's a lot easier to share like a 10-minute video than like my 35-minute identity talk videos. But I have both options. Like, if you're looking for longer content, then I've got that. Like, you could put it on like it's a podcast and go like do chores or something and listen to me for that long. Or if you're looking to sit down and just kind of watch a quick video on my gendered experience, I also have short videos for that. So yeah, let me know what you think of that. And I am signing off for now. See you later.